read the missions.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Are you there? Where did Irene go? That is so funny. Did she somehow?
I think she may have popped out just a second. She'll probably be back though.
That is funny. Okay, so while I'm making Barb my co-host so that she can let people in, let Irene in when she comes back in, because she's probably going to come back in right away. I'm going to go ahead and read your very short bio while we're waiting for her so that we don't lose any time. Marilyn is an international speaker and divine link for Adironnda and the Council of Light. She teaches channeling throughout the world, online and in person. Marilyn uses humor and lightheartedness to help people learn to trust their guidance in the spirit world. She has been called a practical mystic because she gets to the bottom line with love and laughter. Her website is www.adironnda.com, and I will put it in the chat box because you might not know how to spell it. She's planning to be channeling for all of us this evening. So sit back and enjoy this, and hopefully we will have the mission statement with Irene as quickly as possible. Let's see if Irene is back yet. That's the first time I've ever seen Irene leave a meeting. So
I think it's the internet signals. I've had trouble with my internet signal as well.
That might be okay. If this is the case, then let's see. What I could do very quickly, if she's having trouble getting back on, which I don't think she's going to take too long, but I will just go ahead and read the mission statement myself very quickly. Helping Parents Heal is a nonprofit organization dedicated to assisting parents whose children have passed. Through support and resources offered, we aspire to help individuals become shining light parents, meaning a shift from a state of emotional heaviness to one of hopefulness and greater peace of mind. HPH goes a step beyond other groups by allowing the open discussion of spiritual experiences and afterlife evidence in a non-dogmatic way. HPH affiliate groups welcome everyone, regardless of religious or non-religious background, and encourage open dialogue. Attendance today at this meeting is voluntary. We hope that participants will learn from and share with each other. Discussions here are confidential and not designed to replace traditional therapy or spiritual counseling. Zoom meetings run by leadership are not confidential. These meetings typically feature guest presenters and are posted on YouTube so that the affiliate members worldwide can watch and benefit. Neither type of HPH meeting is designed to replace traditional therapy or spiritual counseling. HPH offers a wide variety of speakers, allowing parents to learn about many possible ways to heal. This includes presenters covering progressive topics such as afterlife evidence and connecting with our children who have passed. The views expressed, let's see. This is weird. It just said that it signed me out, sorry. The views expressed by our speakers do not necessarily reflect those of Helping Parents Heal, and we ask that you take whatever that resonates with you from their presentations. And I hope that Irene is back in. Are you still able to hear me? Yes, say yes. Or okay, good. Here's Irene. There she is. Okay, so let's all just say hi, Irene. Hi, Irene.
Hi, Irene.
I'm going to make you a co-host very quickly, although let's see. That's weird. You must already be a co-host. And I'm going to turn it over without further ado to beautiful Marilyn Harper. Welcome, Marilyn.
So nice to be here again with you. And thank you to all y'all. I'm from the Midwest, so we can say all y'all. And I really appreciate all the beautiful work that you do, Elizabeth, and your team, your group, your family of friends, and and to honor all of the shining lights of the world. And yes, Barb was in our event this past weekend in Tampa. It was so fun. I teach how to channel, even if you think you can't, and how to connect with your guidance and how to connect with your shining lights. And it was quite a time that we had, and I'm impressed that Barb's online with us. Um, so how many of you, just you can kind of wave your hand, have seen channeling before and are familiar with it? Okay, good. Good. And several of you are not, some of you may not. Um, I was a normal person before all this happened to me. I was deacon in the Christian church. I was raised in a strong religious background. And was not metaphysical at all, and experienced an awakening, a transformation. Some would call it a walk-in, and experienced that in the 90s. And I kind of knew that I had new skills and new energies coming in to me. And that's what we talked the last time I was here about guided writing. And that's one of the things that really really brought me on my path is because with that it helped me evolve those muscles that helped um, connect me with my guides and some in the afterlife. I don't consider myself a strong medium. I love that work. However, I can get to that information. It just takes me a little longer than some. So it's been quite an adventure. Adironnda is a spokesbeing for a council of 12 or more. And Adironnda is from the 17th dimension. And science has now proven there are 13 dimensions and are proving that there's more dimensions, which is really exciting. According to Adironnda, there's 144 dimensions going on simultaneously to this. And we'll wait for science to catch up with that thought. We have, when I started channeling, it was a huge, big energy. And Adironnda came in and had a really strong accent, and connected with all kinds of things. And but they could get to information that I could not get to. And the beings that have identified themselves on the council, and they don't identify themselves now when we channel, but you'll notice sometimes a difference in the energy as it's coming in, and you'll know that one member or another of the council has stepped forward to connect with you for one reason or another. Those that have identified themselves are the archangels Michael, Raphael, and Gabriel, the Mother Mary, um, Master Jesus, Yeshua, Buddha, Kuan Yin, Isis, Ra, Sekhmet, who is the Egyptian goddess of destruction and creation, the one with the lion's head and the body of a woman, Saint Germain, Babaji, and Elohim has come in. It's just I feel so completely honored to be able to do this kind of work and to help other people learn how to do this kind of work as well. It's 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 one of my uh, gifts. It's one of my, I'm just humbled by the whole thing. If we have time, um, I know we are on a little bit of a tight time frame, but if we do have time, uh, Adironnda loves question and answer. So just let Elizabeth or Irene know that you have a question, and we'll see where we get to go. It's kind of one of those things. I always get really nervous before I channel, simply because I'm a trance channel. You know, you have a conscious channel that's aware of everything that's being said, You have a medium, which is also channeling beings who have crossed over or beings who from the other dimension as shining lights. And you have a trance channel. I'm a trance channel. I don't remember things after it happens, after I channel. I remember a little bit right after I channel, but tomorrow I won't remember anything. Like we channeled in this past weekend in Tampa, and we did a 2-hour channel and question and answer. All I remember is something about a helmet. I don't know. That's all I remember. So I have done private sessions in the past, and I guess if I remembered everything, my little head might pop. And so we don't want that to happen. So I'll get out of the way. And what I do when I get out of the way is I set an intention to acknowledge um, your guides, my guides, our guides, and Adironnda and the Christ consciousness, which is the consciousness of love. And so I'll just say this out loud because that's what I do when I'm on stage with someone. Usually I do it in my head. But since we're all here together, I'll set that intention out loud if that's okay. I deliberately clear and seal this space on all sides, all directions, above and below, around myself and around each person that is here with us live and each person that listens in the future. I am so thankful to be a direct channel for the Holy Spirit and the cosmic Christed consciousness. I'm honored by the presence of each of our master guides, teachers, and angels. I know they hold the intention that all healing, all information, all releasement, all transformation, all integration is for each person that's here with us live's highest good, and each person that listens to this in the future, their highest good as well. I'm also thankful that I can step aside my own personal beliefs and paradigms, my own programs, my own ideas and contracts, so that all information that comes through is clear, concise, and succinct. I do open the Akashic records to be able to see past, present, and future. And for this, I give thanks. Ah, so it is good day to you, huh? Ho, ho. So very good to see your light, your brightness, your divine presence, dearest beings of light that you are. So, as you understand, you are the way showers in a new development, a new world, if you would. You are the way showers of the activity of energy and the strength of connection between this dimension and other dimensions. As you are, we understand that the focus of your light may have transformed over the days, over the weeks, over the months, over the years, because of the opportunities that you have indeed been given. And so sometimes it may be difficult to be grateful for those opportunities, but that is what they are. And we know that you volunteered for this mission. Your children volunteered for this mission. That they are the shining lights and you are their divine messengers. So you get the opportunity to sort of spread the word. You get the opportunity to reverberate the energy of healing amongst the world, if you would. We know that each of you know this. It is like when we look into your energy, it is like we are looking into a miraculous, a pool of water, yes, but a glass of milk. You know, it's this wondrous white energy, almost iridescent in nature when we look at each of you. And you know how when you're pouring the milk into the glass, it comes down straight and it sort of opens up to an opening on either side of the glass, yes? And then it comes up to a point, and that is what you're doing. You're sort of moving that energy out and expanding that divine focus of bringing the focus to a point, and then relaxing into the glass. And yes, of course, if it were a big pool of milk, you'd be rippling it out for each other. You know this. But that might get a little bit messy with all that milk running around. But we see the energy within you, and we see that it is that iridescent white, which is healing. You know that when the vessel Marilyn, she is our messenger, she is our link. When she connects with her healing energy, she sees that iridescent light around each person that has that healing in their heart, just as we see it within your energy and your auric field. So with that focus, know that you are, as difficult sometimes as it might feel, you are in the right place at the right time. You are on this journey, and we know that each of you love this journey that you're on. And we know that sometimes it is a bit more challenging than other times. And give yourself permission to be right where you are. You know, so many times we see people and we feel the energy of someone here on this call that is feeling that focus of having to have that divine strength all the time. And you don't have to do that. You just get to be you. And in getting to be you, you are that divine link within yourself. You carry that sort of frequency that is interdimensional because you have a shining light that is touching your soul, that is highlighting, overlighting you. And so with that focus, know that that energy is expanding in such beautiful ways. So just each time you pour a glass of milk, just watch the milk go in it and realize that that is a metaphor for that work that you are, that plurk, we like plurk, play plus work equals plurk, because no one really likes to work, they like to play. So we just combined the two, plurk. So in that energy, and when you play with your milk and plurk with it, just think of the energy and the frequency that resonates out from you to give others permission to be where they are, to give you permission to be where you are, and to honor the self, to honor the light as you have chosen to step into this life like this together. Now, we also can work into the Akashic record so we can see some of your past and some of your future, even. In some people's belief, the Akashic records can't go into the future, but we did not, the vessel Marilyn did not read that book, so she doesn't know that. So with that energy, that focus of really honoring an agreement that you made before you got here. And it was a beautiful agreement. It was a choice of a lifetime as you chose this energy to be here, to assist and to acknowledge and to love and to carry that frequency of the iridescent essence that you are. So as you are carrying that iridescent essence, we just know that you are spreading that divine love. Love is a four-letter word, and it is an energy that cannot be compromised. And when we came to this planet, and we'd never communicated through a human form before we tapped on our vessel, Marilyn. And when we came here, we were amazed at the huge energy that you have for love. We had not experienced that in any species in any galaxy. And you humans carry that interdimensional love that is incomparable to any other species. And it is so beautiful and so powerful that helps you feel things in a larger way. When we come in, we help open your heart so you may feel that energy in a more active way. The vessel Marilyn is an activator. And what we do is we magnify that activation energy to activate your heart, to activate your guidance, to activate whatever is in your highest good to be activated that's acceptable for your guidance as well. You see what we say? In that energy of activation, know that every minute of every day, every milliminute, every millisecond is a part of a totality of energy. Now, that is not what we are saying. We're not saying that humanity is predestined, that everything has already been decided, because the humans have free choice. But what we are saying is that sort of one of those, what is that fellow that makes the creations that one thing falls over and touches another thing, or Goldman or someone, it's like dominoes, the domino effect. And that energy as it is happening. But what happens when that domino does not touch the other domino? It stops, and you get the opportunity to breathe and pause and ask yourself, is it important to push that next domino over? Or should you pause right there and just honor all of the trail of life that you have experienced? We say that people are awakening in vast numbers right now. And because the planet itself is awakening, the people of this planet are not going to stand for the injustices that have been before, you see? And so that is where the light plurkers, you can be a light worker, but who wants to work? So you're a light plurker. So that's where the light plurkers come into play, is that they get the opportunity to bring that essence of the higher frequency, just as each of you do. And when you learn to live at that higher frequency, that is when the essence of this planet changes. You are learning that avenue. You are learning to create on all levels. So whenever you think of something, humans are the co-creators. They are the strongest energy of creation on this planet. You are master manifestors, whether you know it or not. You are manifesting every single moment, every thought, every idea. That is why our vessel Marilyn wears bracelets all over, because when she has a negative thought, she just turns the bracelet over to the other wrist. And that reminds her to always keep her thoughts positive. But when we say always keep your thoughts positive, sometimes that's a bit challenging, isn't it? And when those challenges come up, honor yourself. Honor yourself and feel that emotion, feel that energy, feel that intention. Honor it, love it, and then move on from it. And then, pick yourself up by your bootstraps or your big girl panties or big boy panties or whatever, and pick yourself up and move forward, because you are here on this planet for a reason. Each one of you are unique unto yourself. Each one of you brings forth that divine energy that only you can bring. And dear beings of light that you are, that is a wonderful experience. And we congratulate you for the courage that it took to show up right here, right now, in this moment, in this dimension, in this frequency, to see your shining lights on the other side of the veil, see your shining lights out in the energy on this side of the veil, see that focus of the intention of you. And we know that we may have some questions, and we are happy to see if we can answer any of your questions. Just if they're all about books that someone else has written, the vessel Marilyn is not able to read much of anything. So we may not have the same lingo, but if you do have a question, we would ask that you open it up to that question if you wish. Huh?
That's wonderful. Yes, we will look in the chat box and see if there are any questions. If anyone would like to ask a question, please let us know. And I'll go ahead and ask. That's a very good idea. Irene, did you have a question?
Um, I I would like to ask, it's so interesting to me that you see our auras, I assume you're talking about, and if you could expand on that a little more, because I always feel like I'm trying my best to project that positive energy out there, and I feel it coming back. So I just think that's such a great concept. If you could expand on that.
It is a wonderful concept, and you know those old pictures of the religious people with the circle around their body? It would be nice if they were that literal, but they are not. The vessel Marilyn, all of her life saw the etheric body, which is just about 2 inches deep. It's just very close around the body here. But the auric field is the energy that you radiate out beyond, where your etheric body is. And so your auric field, and trust us that the auric field changes color always. Now you'll take, what do they call them? Aura photographs, and they have a different intonation, a different color. We are not an expert. Again, we did not read all the books that are explaining all that. However, this is our energy that we are expressing when we see around someone's energy, around their etheric body, we may see yellow, and yellow or golden, and it depends on if it is yellow or golden yellow or orange yellow. So the yellow is about learning. It is about learning that essence. And the golden yellow is about bringing in the natural environment into that learning. And then the orange yellow is about a spiritual connection with highly developed creativity. Now, when your aura is blue, that shows that you have strong faith in humanity, strong faith in your family and friends, strong faith in source or what God most high of the universe, that your faith is the belief in that very, very strong faith. You also have a strong, when a person's auric field is blue, you have a very strong communication center as well. Now, when your auric field becomes kind of jagged, or a deeper, darker color, that is a person that is in emotional trauma. They may be angry, they may be just emotional and need to express emotion, but they may or may not be able to express it, but their auric field will reverberate out in sort of a shaky energy, and it will have a deeper, darker color. Like it might, instead of being a true blue, it might be a dark midnight blue with a bit of red cast to it. In the auric field, many times a dark red is some believe, we do not know who some is, but some have said that it is a darker energy, or an energy of pain. That has not been our experience. We believe that all of the colors that one sees in the auric field, it is what it is happening is the center of your body uh, much like that drop of milk comes up to the center of your body is vibrating at a specific speed. And in that vibration, and the light and the focus of the energy forms colors. And we see most of you have this iridescent quality, which tells us that you are easily moved between dimensions. And that iridescent quality, even whether it is orange or green or blue or red or whatever color, if it is iridescent, you have the capability to move interdimensionally. And in the auric field, it sort of vibrates in the center. And as it goes out amongst the body, it gets stronger and stronger and then it sort of starts to fade out into the energy. We know people have taken the vessel Marilyn's picture before she brought us in, while she brought us in, and after she brought us in. And before she brought us in, it was several colors and looked like most anyone else's. But when we came in, everything was white. You could not even see her. And iridescent as well. So in those auric energies, so when you are feeling, if you want to learn to see auras, um, try, don't try quite so hard. Instead, allow your eyes to go out of focus, and just allow them to the focus to soften. You know those pictures that they used to have on the walls that you stared at it and stared at it, and then an image would appear that you couldn't see consciously when you first looked at the picture. That is a bit like when the aura appears. And what for many people who don't see, because you use all of your senses, you use your sight, your hearing, your knowing, your sensory aspect, and so you may have a sense that the color of someone's aura, but you don't see it with your eyes wide open. Still trust that sense, because that is telling you, that is your intuition, and that is telling you of the color of the aura. If you sense with your own auric field and you sense that it is brownish or a darker energy, then you might want to ask what that is about. Not that there's an attachment or anything silly like that, because we know you're all from the light. But you might ask, where in my heart am I hurting? Do I feel confused? So you see, does that answer your question, dearest?
Thank you so much. Yes.
You are
Beautiful. Thank
most
you.
welcome. Yes.
Oh, and we have some more. We have one from Barb, who was with you this weekend, or was
Ah.
with the vessel, Marilyn, actually. How do you balance seeking connection with our children and letting the flow of the universe bring that connection to us?
You know, that is a very good question, dearest Barb. So you understand that when you have your children that are indeed all around you, whether they are in this dimension or your shining light, that energy is when the more you work at it, the more you focus and try to do this, try to make that balanced connection, it is like the more fleeting it is. You meditate, yes, huh? So when you meditate, just sit in the stillness and breathe into that energy of joy and receptivity, and ask to have your receptors uh, uh, turn the volume up. As you know, intention is everything, yes? This is what we learned this weekend. Everything is energy and intention is everything. So when you have the intention to turn the volume up so you can sense, so you can see, so you can feel, so you can hear or know stronger, and then just relax into it. Just really just and sometimes it happens that balance comes in when you least expect it. And it is not about thinking of them always or not thinking of them always. That to know that when your attention is drawn, when your shining light wishes to communicate with you, they are learning to communicate with you just as you are learning to communicate with them. And so when the two of you or the three of you or however many are in that balanced state, that is where the sweet spot is. And you recognize it, but the thing that we see in that balanced state is your mind sort of gets in the way and thinks that it ought to be different than it is. Does that make sense to you? That you think that you ought to hear something and you're not. You're having a sensory experience. Or you think you ought to see something and you're not. You're having a knowingness there. So in that balanced state, we would say start with meditation. And sometimes you can make a little bit of a ritual. We've asked the vessel Marilyn to start lighting a white candle in her meditation. That is what she did in the beginning. And we've asked her to light a white candle and a stick of incense to come back to the basics, to have that connection with the universe, and then simply sit in the stillness, have a notebook close by so you can write, of course, and then see that balance coming in all aspects of your life. What we have found is that the shoulds, when you should on yourself, it will stop you at every corner. And so don't say, well, I ought to do this, or I should do that, or I ought to be better at this, or blah, blah, blah. That is all that it is, dearest Barb, is blah, blah, blah. And that is your wonderful, beautiful ego telling you what you should or should not do. And we say, oh, stop it. Don't should on yourself. And just allow that energy to come in and that balance to be present with yourself as you're moving about in your world, and it will be a beautiful thing. Does that answer your question? Yes. Do we have time for one more, dearest?
One more. There's one asking, how do we expand our energy or grow it? Is there a way to talk about that? This is Sue that's asking that.
Excellent question. You know, one of the ways that you can expand your energy is doing exactly what you're doing right now. You are connecting with other spiritual people of like mind. And that is indeed so powerful and so amazing. Another way that you can expand your energy is to drink really good water and to just allow your body to be hydrated. You know, we've asked our vessel Marilyn and many others that to start every morning by pouring yourself one large glass or two glasses of water. And just as you're drinking it, just think of all of the things that you are grateful for. That will expand your energy. And then write down before breakfast, right? Write down 5 things that you are grateful for. You see, gratitude is one of the best energy expanders we are aware of. Gratitude is the abracadabra of the universe. Yes, it is the energy field that is reverberating out beyond you. So with gratitude, and with when you look into other people's eyes and you just think, even if they're having a moment, if you just look into their eyes and their heart and just say, oh, thank you, I thank you for letting me see your source center. Thank you for letting me see your heart, and thank you for sharing your feelings, even though they may not be something that you want to reflect back to them. But understand that they are a person of wisdom and they're on their own journey just as you are. So that gratitude and love for each other, dearest, it is a powerful frequency shifter for sure. Another thing that will help raise your frequency or raise your energy is to realize that when you shift inside, everything around you shifts as well. You cannot shift or change anyone that is outside of you. You can't blame them for anything. You can't shift the energy. You can't change other energies, other people. You can only shift the energy within yourself. But the interesting thing is the byproduct of shifting your energy in the light is that others begin shifting as well. And that is a beautiful aspect. Absolutely. And in that energy of, we have our blue bottles. We don't have one here. So Marilyn didn't bring it in and said she's drinking out of the blue glass. On our blue bottles, we have them on the website. We have shift in the world around you shifts to remind you how much of an influencer you are with that world around you. And once again, we don't say that you always have to put on that big happy face, because sometimes you get to give others permission to express their emotions as well. And so it is about being honest with yourself. And when you are in that integrity with yourself, your energy will raise. Does that answer your question, eh?
That sounds perfect. I don't know for Sue, but I think that that was a perfect answer. And we have about 4 more minutes. So would you like to maybe wrap up for us and give us a few last words of wisdom?
We would love that. We want you to remember to simply be. Be the love that you are. You were placed, you chose to come to this planet to be love. You chose to come here to experience, to grow, to evolve, to move through the opportunities of this planet with as much ease and grace as is possible. Your energy, your auric field is shifting and holding that frequency. Many times people that measure the auric field, people of a high frequency or a high vibration, their auric field is much larger. And we see each of you have that immense energy around your aura, and trust that you are here for a unique reason. You are here to serve this planet and others. And you are here to live your light, be your light, have your light, and experience your light. For you are wondrous beings of love. We want you to know that we love you so much. We see you. We know you. We are you. And we bid you namaste.
Oh, namaste.
That was beautiful.
It's great.
Oh.
But we need to be able to continue with the next meeting, but definitely
Yeah.
with the next week or month or so. Thank you so much. And Adironnda, as well as thank you so much, Marilyn. This has been a beautiful meeting. I hope everyone enjoyed it. It's been recorded, so if you'd like to go back and listen to this, you're welcome to do so. I see that Mara, everyone's saying in the chat box, so healing, thank you. And we always ask everybody to go ahead and unmute and be able to say thank you to, I guess it's already ready. So if you'd like to just say something to Marilyn, to Adironnda, please do so right now, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you so much.
So much.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good
Oh,
night.
fun.
Thank you. It was
And
great.
come back to see the dad's group if you all would like to. And if not, that's also completely fine. And thank you again, Marilyn. This was just wonderful. And we'll have you back, hopefully, to come and channel more because it's definitely something that was very healing, as well as the automatic writing. I would have loved to have read what I wrote, but I did not to. I wish I had. But someday I'll send it to you so you know what I wrote.
Yes.
Anyway, but thank you. And again, we have some people who are here for the next meeting, I think, and some people who are just hang-ons from the other meeting. But Marilyn, let's try to do this again in a smaller time frame so that we can get you in earlier, and we'll make sure that Irene doesn't disappear.
Yes, I disappeared. That's never happened before, Marilyn. I'm so sorry. I was reading
there's
the
a-
mission statement and I wasn't there.
There's
But you got back.
I think that it's because the button up at the top right now says leave meeting and then okay, but it looks like you're letting somebody in. I think you were trying to let somebody in and you actually just disappeared
Oh,
from the meeting.
maybe. I don't know. But thank you, Marilyn. That was wonderful. I can't wait to watch it again. That was so
Thank
beautiful. The light in your eyes when you're channeling is
yeah.
incredible. It really
Oh.
is.
It
Thank
is.
you.
And you just look so beautiful and celestial.
Mm.
So, and your eyes are filled with stars and it's a
Oh, really pretty.
but,
Thank you.
thank you. Thank you. And again, we'll definitely see you again soon. I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording because we're going to start the next recording. So I'm going
So
to,
I will see you. Thank you for having me.
Okay. Thank you again.
Uh-huh.
bye everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.